Welcome back, everyone. Left Wing Zero here with a special treat for you guys. Battles highlighting Linoone. And if you're going to wonder why Linoone is such a special a Pokemon to feature, well, just watch and find out. This is actually from the special battle from Season 5, which was 6v6 singles with no items. So let's see what happens in this battle here. I got Torkoal versus Arcanine. My White Smoke's not going to allow my attack to go down. Arcanine's going to use Wild Charge, which isn't going to do anything because Torkoal has very high defenses. And so I'm going to get Stealth Rocks set up. Now the strategy with Torkoal is to set up Stealth Rocks and to try to put Pokemon to sleep to set up Linoone, so Linoone gets a free setup. So close combat, again, isn't going to do anything because of the high defenses on Torkoal. So I'm going to get a Yawn off, and then with the Yawn, the opponent goes to sleep the next turn. So now the opponent basically has a choice to either take damage from Stealth Rocks and keep switching and keep getting Yawned, or just succumb to Yawn and finally go to sleep and just see what the hell I'm trying to do. So I'm going to Yawn again, predicting the switch to make Thunderous Drowsy, but now I'm going to take a risk and actually go for an attack in the chance that I survive, which I do survive, which in a way I didn't want to survive, because if I would have fainted, it would have given Linoone a free turn to set up, but regardless, I got a good attack off to lower Thunderous's health quite a bit. So now Torkoal's going to come back, and Thundurus is asleep. So here comes Linoone. Now watch the Linoone show. So Thundurus is still asleep. I'm going to get off a Belly Drum, which if he was awake, obviously I would have probably gotten KO'd with one hit because Linoone's defenses are pretty shitty. But anyway, and then normally I have a Citrus Berry on Linoone, but again, this is no items, so I have to even be more careful with this because I have no sort of Citrus Berry to restore my health. And I go for Extreme Speed to get rid of Thundurus. And now out comes Metagross. I know Extreme Speed is going to do shit to Metagross, so I'm going to go for a Shadow Claw, which is going to be super effective. But Metagross is going to be smart and go for a Bullet Punch, which I barely survived, 22 health. Get the Shadow Claw off, super effective, destroyed, gone. 2 down, 4 to go. Out comes Landorus. Now Landorus is going to lower my attack with its Intimidate ability after it gets some Stealth Rock damage. So now I'm down to a +5, and Landorus is going to protect for some odd reason. I think just to waste my PPs on Extreme Speed, because I only have 5 PPs on Extreme Speed, because I didn't use any PP ups on it. I just went for it. I just said, screw it, I'm just going to put it in Battle Spot and see what happens. So Landorus is gone. Here comes Tyranitar, and here's where it's going to get a little tricky because the Sand's going to come out, so I'm going to get incremental damage every turn now. But now I'm going to use my Seed Bomb, which is super effective against Tyranitar, because Stealth Rock wouldn't have done, not Stealth. Extreme Speed would have done nothing. Shadow Claw would have not done as much damage as I'd like, and so Seed Bomb was another item, another move to use on it. So that was good for Tyranitar. Out comes Latios, and now I'm at very low health with 13 health left, so I only have like probably 1 attack left, especially since Latios protects here, so I have 1 more attack left before Sandstorm's going to end my reign with Linoone. So Sandstorm damage is going to bring me down to 4 health. I'm surprised I survived that. Usually it takes off like 13, 14 damage, so I thought that was going to be fated right there, but 1 more attack left, and out comes the Arcanine again. It's going to lower my attack again with Intimidate as well, down to +4 attack now, but Arcanine's defenses are pretty crappy unless you invest into them. So Extreme Speed does the job again. I believe that was my last PP of Extreme Speed too, so Linoone did a great job, swept most of the team, so have a good rest, Linoone. Thank you very much. And now just to clean up at the end with the last Pokemon here with Latios, bring out Togekiss, and I'm going to try go for a Thunder Wave. Usually you do a Paraflinch with Togekiss, you do a Thunder Wave, and then you do your Air Slash, but of course this is against the Dragon, so I'm not going to mess around. I'm just going to do Thunder Wave, just in case there's some strange reason that Dazzling Gleam misses. I have another chance with the Paraflinch hacks, and the Paralyze hacks. So you get some Sandstorm damage, and I'm going to get Dazzling Gleam off. I'm going to go first because of the Paralysis slowdown of Latios, and that will end Latios and end the match. So that was awesome singles battle with Linoone. And now I'm going to show you another way that you can set up Linoone in case you feel that you don't want to use Torkoal, or you think putting Pokemon to sleep is cheap. Then this is the option for you. So this is another battle I had. This was actually not in that special format, so items were allowed. So I got the Citrus Berry back onto my Linoone. So this was against an all EV team. So this option is to bring out Uxie, which is very underrated, underused Pokemon. It's very tanky. Its main purpose is to be a defensive, special defensive wall to set up shenanigans. So I'm going to set up Light Screen, and then I'm going to set up Reflect after this. I mainly set up Light Screen first because I know that Jolteon only uses special attacks unless it's the trainer's going to play more on and puts regular attacks on it. So now I'm going to use Reflect. And now the Jolteon's going to Fate me this next turn, but I also have Memento on my Uxie, so in case I survive this, you could use Memento, and that would actually lower the attack and special attack of Pokemon by 2 levels, and you would faint at the cost of that. If I didn't get that off, but I should still be in good shape with this anyway, because I have both my screens up. So Volt Switch on Jolteon is going to do about maybe 20% damage. So then Jolteon's going to go back to the trainer. Now it's going to come Vaporeon, and I'm going to do my shenanigans with my Belly Drum. And it's basically a free Belly Drum because he's did a Volt Switch out. And so now I'm going to get my Citrus Berry back up to good standings of health. And now let the shenanigans begin. So now I'm going to use my Seed Bomb, which is super effective against Vaporeon. Easy KO. Even though Vaporeon's pretty tanky defensively, it's still one-hit KO. Now it's going to come Umbreon, which I'm a little worried about Umbreon. I know Umbreon's usually a tank, but most of the time it's like a tank special defensively wise, not defensively wise. But I barely missed fainting him. I notice he has Rocky Helmet, and Umbreon's going to Payback, which does double damage if he attacks last, which he does. But I know that there's a Rocky Helmet, so I don't want to do Extreme Speed again, so I go with the Seed Bomb. Even though I know it's not going to do anything, it still was enough to KO. And now out comes the Jolteon, which is weak as shit defensively, and special defensively. It's just basically glass cannon that you use to kill things, so Extreme Speed easily kills Jolteon. So that's another option you can use if you are one of those players that's like, oh, you can't put Pokemon to sleep, that's cheap. Well, here's another option. So basically, to explain really quickly, Linoone with Extreme Speed. Before you get excited, look at your game for Linoone with Extreme Speed. You're not going to find it on Pokemon XY. As far as I know, someone said Generation 5 in Dream World, but I still haven't had proof of this. The only way I know of getting Extreme Speed on a Linoone is through a game called Pokémon Box Ruby and Sapphire from the Gamecube. There's a Zigzagoon you get with and an egg with Extreme Speed. If you deposit a certain amount of Pokemon into the game and transfer it over to Ruby and Sapphire, and then you can bring the Pokemon over from the generations all the way up into X and Y. I was fortunate enough to have my same cartridge that had, or game card, whatever the hell you want to call it, that had the Spinda that I featured several videos ago with Skill Swap and Contrary. The same cartridge, same game card had a Linoone with Extreme Speed, so I was very excited to bring this over to X and Y to show you guys. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.